that last video I did about how I apply my relaxers, I got a lot of questions, and I felt like I needed to come out with a separate video to answer a lot of those questions and to also give some tips about my relaxer process. So it's not going to be in any certain order. I did take notes so I could stay on track and remember what questions, and so I'm just going to get started. How often do I relax my hair? Now, I relax my hair anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. I usually, honestly, relax around 6 weeks. Why do I not stretch my hair? And by stretching, that means when people say they stretch their hair, that means they go a longer amount of time without relaxing their hair than they usually do. So why do I not relax my hair longer? Why do I not go a longer period of time without relaxing my hair? The reason why I don't stretch my hair is because I notice that when I stretch my hair, my roots get severely matted, and that leads to breakage for me. Now, everybody is different, and I'm not saying because I don't stretch, you shouldn't stretch, or because you stretch, I should stretch. Everybody is different, and I know on YouTube you get kind of looked down upon when you don't stretch your relaxers, but after trial and error, I just found out that that was just not for me. Stretching my relaxers is not for me. Even when I use the S curl, it does help my new growth to get softer, but I still have extreme matting, especially in the top crown of my hair. And when I'm parting my hair trying to apply my relaxer, it takes so long detangling and breakage, and to me it's just not worth it, you know. So that's why I do not stretch my hair, because I get breakage instead of growth. Do I prefer regular or super? Now, this is another question I was getting. Like, people was like, you know, why are you using super on your hair? It's better to use regular. You know, again, it's personal preference. Everybody's hair is different. Just because your hair is coarse like mine, that still doesn't mean we have the same hair. We came from different families. Even if we have the same type of hair, we still have different genetic material. So my coarse may not be your coarse. So I use regular and super. I'll use either or, but I prefer to use super because I feel like when I use super, it gets my hair more the way like I like it, and I don't have to do as much smoothing and everything. I can just put it on, wash it out. So I prefer super, actually. Do I coat my hair? There was somebody who asked me that. Sometimes I coat my hair in Vaseline, you know, to keep the relaxer from running over onto your other hair when you're relaxing or when you're rinsing your hair. Sometimes I coat my hair and sometimes I don't coat my hair. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. It's personal preference again. You know, if you feel like you need to coat your hair, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I really don't be feeling like coating my hair, so I'm just gonna put no. Do I prefer to use the mixing stick that comes with the relaxer or a relaxer perm brush? I prefer to use one of these. This is like a perm brush or relaxer brush because I feel you can be more precise with one of these. Like, I'm sorry, my sinuses is acting up. I feel like you can be really precise with one of these brushes, and I can apply the relaxer exactly where I want to relax my hair. If you missed that video, it will be down in the description box. Next question, how do you use the 2-minute reconstructor? This is the aphogee 2-minute reconstructor right here. You can't get this at Sally's. It is a bit expensive. It's kind of like $10, $11. But I only really use this after a relaxer. And the way that I use it, after I shampoo my hair, after I relax it and I shampoo it out, I'll let this sit on my hair. It says 2 minutes, but you can let it sit on there how long you want to. You can use it as a deep conditioner as far as I'm concerned. But what I usually do, I usually just let it sit on my hair for 2 minutes, rinse it out, and then put my deep conditioner in it. And this right here, the main thing that it does, it builds back protein in your hair. The protein that the relaxer just tore down, this is going to help build it back up. So that's what I use that for. Next question. Do I prefer lye or no-lye relaxers? I've actually never used a lye relaxer, so I really don't have a preference. I always just get the box relaxers, and usually the box relaxers are no-lye. So I really can't tell you the difference or whatever, I just always use no-lye relaxers because they come in a kit already made. Do I smooth my hair after applying the relaxer? I used to. The last few months I haven't been doing it. I only smooth around my edges and my ears and my nape. I don't go through my hair like I used to and smooth it, and that's because A, I've been using super relaxers, and B, because I get more overlapping when I go through the smoothing process. You know, it starts to overlap onto previously relaxed hair. So I really don't do the smoothing step anymore. I just do it around my edges, my sides, and my nape, just to make sure those are, you know, nice and straight how I like it. Those are some of the questions that I could think of that you guys asked me. And now I'm going to just give you a few tips that maybe you can use. Let's see. One of the tips that I have is that when you part your hair in 4 quadrants, like you do the 2 sections up here and the 2 sections in the back, what I would suggest, start with the coarsest section of your hair. For me, that's the top crown. So I'll part from ear to ear and then from front to back. And I would actually start in the middle of my head, like you saw on the last video that I made about relaxing my hair. I start in the middle. And I won't just do one section, complete it, do the next section, complete it. You know, when I'm in that coarsest section, I try to go back and forth. So I might do 3 or 4 rows on this side, come on this side, do 3 or 4 rows, come back on this side, 3 or 4 rows, you know, until I get it completed. Because I don't want one section to be really straight and this one to be, and you know what I'm saying, I want them to kind of process at the same speed. Another tip that I have is wait till the very last to do your edges. I can't stress this enough. People that are missing their edges and people that already have a lot of breakage around their edges and nape area, please do your edges last. Even if you don't, you know, I don't have breakage around my edges and my nape, but I still do my edges last because you don't want your edges to process quicker than, you know, more coarse sections of your hair. Do the more coarse sections and then the least coarse sections last, which tend to be your edges and your nape. Do those last because you don't want them over processed. Coat your ears with Vaseline or some kind of protectant. One time I relaxed my hair and I got some relaxer on the top of my ear, and don't ask me why I didn't bother wiping it off. I just let it sit there, and you know what I had? Like a 3rd-degree burn. Well, it probably wasn't 3rd degree, but it was a burn. Like it was raw skin. Like after I got done washing my hair and conditioning, it was raw skin on my ear that hurt it. It felt like a burn. So I always take some Vaseline and just coat my entire ear front and back in case any of the relaxer might fall accidentally, anything like that. And also coat your edges, your sides, and your nape as well. Let's see. If you are the kind of person that relaxes your hair really slowly, like it takes you a longer time because you're trying to do it yourself, base your scalp. I used to base my scalp, but I don't anymore because it gives me more of a texlaxed effect. Texlaxed is like when it leaves texture in your hair. But if you're a slower person, go ahead and base your scalp with like some Vaseline or some kind of protective gel so that it won't process as fast since you're kind of more slow at applying your relaxer. Make sure you shampoo your hair at least 3 times, like maybe 4, but at the minimum, make sure you shampoo it 3 times because you don't want any traces of relaxer left in your hair. You don't want, you know, because it'll still be processing even after you've rinsed it out and conditioned. If there's any traces left, it's still going to be processing, and that could lead to breakage. So you want to make sure, you know, you get that relaxer out of there. Last but not least, always deep condition your hair after you relax it. Always deep condition your hair, especially after you relax it, because you want that moisture back in there. Because not only does relaxer strip protein from your hair, it strips moisture from your hair. So you want to use a you want to use a smack myself with the conditioner. You want to use a product similar to this to replace protein, and you also want to use a deep conditioner to replace the moisture in your hair. So those were just some of the questions and tips that I have for you guys. If you guys have any more, make sure to leave them down in the comment box. So if you guys have any questions or comments, just let me know. Thanks for watching.